Nerd reactor, roll out.
So one of my favorite scenes in the show was just getting to see your characters or just cops having their lunch break, getting to eat, maybe
Mm.
showing off their favorite local spots. So I was wondering for each of you, did you get a chance to like show off like, hey, this is like my favorite spot. Let's go over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's that moment where Harmon brings Diaz to like her two moments. One where she brings him to like her safe haven,
Hmm.
where she like goes to decompress. And for her to invite him into such a personal space where she goes to just breathe and reconnect with herself. I think that was a really beautiful moment. And also, there's a moment where we are actually by the beach and we're eating at I think he goes by the Cambodian Cowboy.
Cambodian Cowboy,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he's an actual local from Long Beach, and she brings him there too. That's a really cool moment because we're actually showcasing real places from Long Beach, and I hope viewers who are from Long Beach will appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was really wonderful because it just brought us into the character and the environment of Long Beach, even more. And when we who are not from Long Beach, we're just so excited to get to be able to step into this world and, see the Cambodian coffee truck and go to the Cambodian Cowboy barbecue. And yeah, it was really wonderful.
For the you mentioned the ride-alongs. I want to know for each of you if there's like the one thing that stood out, like wow, this happened or this call.
Um, like I said, for me before the ride along, what really stood out was the relationships, like the human aspect, the relationships that the police had with the people of the community, how they would get out of their squad car and walk over to them and know their names, know about their families. I mean, there was some excitement. There was a domestic violence case we were on, and what I really took away was the humanness of it all. Just people living together, trying to help each other out. Just being, trying to be decent people.
Yeah. And I think that there's different type of copying or policing, I should say. And it was just interesting to be with. I rode with this badass female cop who I think has influence on Troian on our female characters here because it is, what Lori plays a badass, Troian plays a badass. And this cop, but it was cool knowing she's a badass, but I also saw a gentle side of her. I saw one of my first calls with her. She saved a toddler that had wandered out of the house and was missing. And we rode around, and we, finally found them. And there was just such tenderness. And, she picks this baby up and she calms, it's a toddler, and she calms him down. And then after we return, she's like, we got to go back to the station because she was just covered in urine. But she never broke. She treated the family with dignity. So there are different ways to police, good and bad. And so me being in that situation to see that up close definitely shaped how I wanted to sort of show a balance or show the humanity. And again, I'm not here to convert people to say, oh, you must like cops. You don't have to like cops. That's not what I do. I just want to present the multi-dimensional aspects of any character. And the ride along helped us to get a better perspective of those dimensions.
Can you elaborate more on it? Because you mentioned the having a former police writer on staff. That's pretty cool. And so, what was that like? And just getting like insight on that.
Yeah, it's invaluable, as a cop show, if you will, to have somebody who was a police officer on staff writing on the show. But that was just one small part of it. We have tech advisors, creative consultants,
Yeah.
multiple ride-alongs.
Many ride-alongs, spent a lot of time in Long Beach, and we've been asked why Long Beach. First and foremost, we saw it as an amazing creative canvas for storytelling, but we really fell in love with the city and spent a ton of time with the spectrum of folks involved in government there and both for it and against it. So our goal with this series was to really not have a point of view so much as set the table for folks to have a conversation by portraying all of the information that we got in the least biased way possible.
Usually with crime dramas, you can kind of see like other people's point of views. But here we're discovering everything for the first time with the characters of Harmon and Diaz. So what was that like? Just kind of feeling like, I guess, refreshing in a way.
Yeah, very intentional on our end. You know, there's been a lot of police dramas, the far majority of them with detectives or investigators of some sort doing proactive investigating. What we found so enticing about Patrol as storytellers is that you never know what's next. It can be a mundane call or a life-altering call. And the idea for us coming into this was to expect the unexpected. So I think, as storytellers, that was a huge opportunity and set us apart